Wow, the Calgary real estate market is smoking. I'm going to share some stories from the ground level in a few minutes, but I also want to give you a warning to those people living in Ontario who's looking to pull out equity from their property there to buy a home here. Now, it's no secret that home values are dropping and it could keep you out of buying here. I'm going to share a situation with you with one of our clients, the unfortunate circumstances that they had to go through, and now that they have to pivot and sell their home in Ontario before buying here, which was not part of their plan. What happened, why, and how you could reduce your risk of this happening to you. All this plus pricing for homes, what you can expect if you're a buyer in the current market conditions, what you need to know as a seller, and how to position your listing and the changing environment for investors. All coming right up. What's up, guys? My name is Felix Chan, Calgary realtor and mortgage broker with Real Broker and the LiveInnerCity real estate team. Let's go. So if you're watching this from Ontario or anywhere where the market is dropping, I'm going to use Ontario as an example, and you're planning to pull equity from your Ontario home to buy here in Calgary, pay careful attention to what I'm about to say. We have clients who are looking to do this. Their mortgage broker in Ontario ran some numbers and told them that they could pull out a certain amount of equity from their home, but they did not get an appraisal. Speaking about mortgages and buying in another province, you will want to know what your mortgage options are if you're moving to a different province. Check out my video here so you know what to expect when you're making that move. So anyway, 1 month later, our team found them a great home. And during the financing process, an appraisal was ordered for their Ontario home, and the appraisal value came in way lower than what everyone was expecting. In fact, it was actually so low that we advised our clients to fight that appraisal and convince the lender to order a second appraisal. Yes, you can actually do that, but you must be tactful about it. At the end, both appraisals ended up to be $80,000 less than 1 month before. Since that's a nice chunk of change, that completely threw a wrench in their plans to keep their home as a rental. Oh, and if you're an aspiring real estate investor and you're curious about the differences in investing in a condo, townhome, or detached home, I outlined the clear differences and the returns on each property type in my video here. I'll also leave a link in the description below. So the end result, our family ended up losing out on the home that they were so excited about. They have to get their home in Ontario ready for sale, and they have to go through the financing process again and start the house search in the near future again. So what could you do to prevent or minimize this risk? Well, here are some of my thoughts. First, you want to talk to your mortgage broker and get pre-approved and ask for the lender's approved appraiser list to order an appraisal. Now, not every appraiser is on every lender's approved list. In Alberta, it will cost around maybe $350, so it could be the same in Ontario. You'd have to double check. Second, ask the appraiser what their thoughts are with property values in 1 or 2 months down the road. What are they seeing? What's their prediction? You can also ask a realtor for the monthly statistics dating back the last year or two so you can see the factual evidence where the trend is going. The purpose of this is to get an idea of the kind of timing that you're working with. Analyzing the statistics, you can see whether or not your city had the biggest drops in pricing yet, and or if pricing is starting to stabilize with smaller swings month to month. Third, you want to make sure that you start looking immediately and purchase a home as soon as possible. When you find a home here in Calgary, go back to the same appraiser who appraised the home and ask them for an update. Now, there is no guarantee that this strategy will work. However, by getting an appraisal completed, it minimizes your risk because you have something official the bank uses to determine value versus you or your mortgage broker giving the lender what you think the value of your home is based on. And it's usually based on, property assessment or what you are hoping the value is going to be. Our team runs on the belief that we have to be 2 steps ahead. So by following this advice, I think that you're going to be in better position to buy a home here in Calgary. By the way, if you want to know the costs of buying a home in Alberta, I just released an updated video with the higher costs due to inflation last week. Check it out here. Moving on, we are in a hot market once again. Our team has been in many multiple offers this January. An investment property that we were actually looking at purchasing ourselves was listed for $630,000, which was under market value to begin with, and it ended up selling with an unconditional offer at $710,000, an $80,000 difference. We expected this property to sell for around $660,000 to $680,000. One of the guys from my mortgage team is working with the client who was the 13th offer, 13th, on a foreclosure property. To buy foreclosures, you must provide an unconditional offer, and there are no guarantees or warranties that anything will work, including the furnace, the electrical, or the plumbing when you take possession. We will go through the statistics very soon, so make sure you stick around till the end. Now, if you're finding this information valuable, we would love your support if you took 2 seconds and hit the like button. And feel free to subscribe if you want more content like this in the future. Okay, let's look at pricing for the Calgary real estate market. Now, FYI, a lot of agents are talking about pricing in January 2023 compared to January of 2022. To me, I don't think that's as relevant as talking about the pricing from the last few months versus the same month from 1 year ago and the same month from 2 years ago. Does that make sense? If you guys agree, type yes in the comments below. So this is the pricing chart for detached homes, and you can see what happened in 2022. And in the first month of this year in January, it popped as a result from all the multiple offers and increased demand. The average price in January 2023 was $670,000, a $30,000 jump from December 2022. Looking back at the entire year of 2022, the only months when it was this high was in February at $678,000, and March and April was the same at $670,000. January 2022 was $626,000, and after January and up until June, pricing for detached homes didn't dip below $660,000. In July and the next 2 months after the average pricing was in the 630s, it jumped to $655,000 in October and November, and December was below $640,000. It is clear to me that our spring market has come early once again. Now, if your realtor hasn't given you this advice, I'm going to do it for them. Now, you're not going to like this, but it's not my rule. It's just the way life works. And we are keeping it real here on the LiveInnerCity Real Estate YouTube channel. Because of the multiple offers happening right now, if your budget is $500,000, you cannot be looking at properties listed at $500,000. You should be looking at $475,000 or lower, because your offer will most likely end up around or above $500,000. There are a few reasons why the market is hot. This chart displays the months of inventory. What months of inventory means is that based on last month's sales, how many months would it take to sell all of its existing inventory? This is a measure of what kind of market we're in: sellers, buyers, or balanced market. In Calgary, between 2.5 and 4 months is a balanced market. Anything less than 2.5 months is a seller's market. Anything more than 4 is a buyer's market. Our measure of months of supply for January 2023 wasn't the lowest, which is weird because you would normally see multiple offers happening when this is at record lows. And in 2021, 2022, it was really low. So that is kind of a contradictory measure. But if you look at the macro picture of detached sales from the last 10 years, you can see that we are higher than the 10-year average. And if I bring up a chart of new listings, it's at a 10-year low. Now, what else could be driving this frenzy in the market right now? Looking at Alberta's statistics on net migration, you can see that starting in 2022, we started blowing up. We went from 16,800 people moving to Alberta in Q1 of 2022, and by the end of Q3, that number jumped to 52,500. This article from the Calgary Real Estate Board goes on to say that some 32,800 people moved to Alberta from other provinces in the third quarter of 2022, which is up 55% from a year earlier. Now, about 13,500 people left at the same time to go elsewhere in Canada, so there was a net gain of 19,200 people to Alberta's population. In this article, dated December 21, 2022, it says Alberta is the top destination for people moving out of BC, data shows. I'm just going to read the first sentence, which says, for the first time since 2013, BC's quarterly net interprovincial migration turned negative, with most of those making a move heading to Alberta. Enough said. BC, we're coming after you. By the way, did you guys know that in Alberta, we have the highest average household and disposable incomes in the country? We have no land transfer tax, which would save you thousands of dollars when purchasing property. There's no HST, no PST. We have the lowest price homes compared to all other big cities. And in this report by Demographia in 2022, Calgary and Edmonton was ranked in the top 10 most affordable cities compared to 92 other major centers. Calgary was in 10th place and Edmonton was in 4th. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You're going to be attracted to Edmonton because it's more affordable. But let's be honest, guys. Calgary, it's just better than Edmonton. Ooh, I already feel the heat coming in the comments below. Bring them on. So, in other words, Alberta is the bomb. Now, I know you've been thinking about moving here. So snap out of it. Pack your bags and get over here. By the way, I know a great mortgage broker and realtor, and so I'll leave their contact info in the description below. Okay, here is the average pricing for semi-detached. For 2022, the lowest was $507 in September, and the highest was $588,000 in November. January of this year hit an average of $583. Feel free to pause the video so you can see the average pricing and all the statistics for semi-detached homes. For 2022, the lowest average price was $336,000 in January, and the highest was $368,000 in April. We ended off the year in December at $352,000, and in January of this year, it jumped to $372,000, a $20,000 difference. For 2022, the lowest average price was $268,000 in January, and the highest was $303,000 in September. We ended off the year in December at $283,000, and January of 2023, we were the same. I'm going to talk quickly about the months of supply because that determines what kind of market we're in. Detached and semi-detached were both 2.03 months. Townhomes were 1.51 months, and apartments were 2.42 months. So, all still a seller's market. For homeowners, if you've been thinking about selling, now would be one of those times to consider it. Homebuyers, strap on your seatbelt because you may be in for a volatile ride with the properties that you want to write an offer on. And investors, you know, with these prices and high rates, long gone are the days of cash flowing properties. You are best to buy a good quality piece of property, which you could rent the upstairs, legalize the basement, and it would be a bonus if it had a detached garage because you can rent it out for storage. It's like buying one property with 3 different streams of income. Who wouldn't want that? By the way, if you want to know what the differences are and the returns when investing in a condo, townhome, or detached home, make sure you watch this video here. In my opinion, just forget about condos and townhomes. Buy a detached home instead, and I will explain why in my video. Guys, I got some great videos coming up, including my thoughts on the Hyperloop project that is proposed to go from Calgary to Edmonton, a new loan program to do energy efficient renovations for your home, and living in Calgary and Edmonton. Which one would be better for you? If you don't want to miss out on those videos, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when those videos are released. My name is Felix Chan, Calgary Realtor and Mortgage Broker with Real Broker, and we'll see you in the next video.